Well, hello. It's been a while. I'm gonna shut the door because the cat's being really loud today. Hello. Just me. Just me doing some pinning. We've all been pretty busy recently, so I thought while I'm sitting here and doing stuff anyway without a sewing machine, I will maybe just pop on and do a little live for a bit. So why the heck not? Because it's been a while since it's been a Sunday and I've been able to sit and craft. I'm not actually working on cosplay. The last cosplay I did was Vax from Critical Role, but it wasn't really doing much. It was just hemming a sash and a scarf. So it took me about 5 minutes to do. The rest of it was bought. So I was just like, but I had a lot of fun running around at MCM Glasgow with Luke as Gilmore. That was very fun. But yeah, it's been a little bit. Just getting prepped and ready because we have RaiCon in a few weeks. Shouldn't say a few weeks, it's scary. We have RaiCon and I want to get some new bits and bobs out because we won't be doing a panel as Bandur at RaiCon, which is the first one I think we've not done one at for a little bit, but it's because Luke and I have a table. So we have our little Bardic Inspiration table, which is all dice and dice bags and tote bags and candles and scrunchies and head wraps and all sorts of stuff, which basically means I am at the moment, because I do all the sewing side of it and Luke does all the resin side of it, he's casting a lot of stuff in resin, dice and gems and all sorts of fun things that look really cool, and I'm sewing, so I'm just like, I've got so much sewing to do, it's untrue. So I sat and cut out loads of stuff this morning. The cat was not happy with me because I took over his room, and now I'm making more scrunchies, just pinning them in place so I can sew them in a bit. So I figured, well, I was just sat here pinning anyway, might as well. I have piles of stuff, so this is all the scrunchies so far that I've cut out. This, if we don't get in it, is all the head wraps that I've cut so far. Because I have lots of those to make. I have dice bags somewhere, she says. Dice bags over here, that's not even all of them, I couldn't pick them all up. I've got lap patches down there as well. Oh, I've got so much. Because I've only got a couple of weekends, like 3 weekends, but the last weekend before it I'm going to be really busy. So I'm like, oh no. Oh, we got people in, yay! Lee says hello, Regan says hey, Lee's, wait, you're at MCM Glasgow, yeah. To be honest, we weren't around much. We were just kind of, in fact, we were wandering a lot. On Saturday especially, we were actually doing some shopping. So that's unusual for us. Because we didn't have a stall or anything, and we didn't have panels. So it was weird, because we're so used to like doing either stall or panels these days, like, or both, that it's like to just wander around and get to chat to folk was really nice. We were in with Lissy and Liz though, who had a stall. They were staying at Luke's house as well, so we ended up going in early each day as well, so it meant that we actually saw the con at opening time, which was weird because we don't normally see MCM at opening time. We are normally way later than that. AC says hey, yeah, I saw AC at MCM, that was fun. He was like, hello! He came over to find us, which was good. So yeah, I am pinning things and sorting things, so that's that one pinned. I think I need a pinning pile. Can be there. Don't know where you're going to be. There. Somewhere. I'm going to have a purple friend. Oh good, this is nice because I don't have like a right side and a wrong side, so I can just kind of pin whatever side I want. Makes change. But yeah, making some bits and bobs. Hair accessories seem kind of fun, so we figured give that a go. But yeah, long term no speak. It's been a little bit. We've all been quite busy with real life stuff, really. But now I'm kind of getting back on the train of getting stuff ready. Work and health and all sorts of stuff has kind of been keeping us all busy. Lee's saying, wish me luck, I'm just starting Critical Role. If you're starting Critical Role, either start with Campaign 2, or start with Season 1 like about 25 episodes in. Because if you're anything like me, it took me forever to get into Season 1, because the audio quality is terrible. And also one of the characters is really annoying. But it kind of taught me how not to play D&D, so I guess there's that. Regan says, I attempted a cosplay makeup test for a new character I thought I'd try yesterday. Ooh, what did you try? And can we see? That's the real question. Yeah, these scrunchies are actually really cool to make. I actually really enjoy making them. The head wraps are a bit more of a faff. But we get there eventually, and I've got more dice bags and stuff to make as well. The usual, but I have quite a backlog of dice bags at the moment. These are all kind of new things that I kind of figured out mostly last weekend. Sat there swearing at them, so it's not really stream worthy. Because I don't really work from patterns, I work from like the way my brain works and videos and stuff. So like I was literally YouTubing how to make scrunchies and how to make head wraps, and essentially made it up kind of from there, but then adapted it a little because sometimes it works better for me with other stuff the other way, if that makes sense. Lee's saying, I'm watching it all from episode 1 campaign 1 as I'm planning to DM a game. Okay, warning though, episode 1 campaign 1 is very slow going. Maybe start from campaign 2, genuinely. Like episode 1, because they're already like 3 years into a campaign when they start campaign 1, whereas campaign 2, like literally from the beginning, brand new characters, level 1, go kind of thing. I feel like it gives you a better idea of A, how to play, and it's more entertaining. Like as soon as I heard Sam just sort of go, I'm a little goblin girl, I was like, I'm on board. I'm so on board with this. Because anytime anyone's silly, I'm like, yes, yes please. Give me all of that, please. AC saying, I didn't get to wander about a lot at MCM. I was only behind my friend's store at MCM. I didn't mind because the crowds look crazy and also stopped me from making impulsive purchases. I mean, that's fair. Because we went in with Lissy and Liz as well, we were quite often behind, like helping with them with their stall as well. The Sunday I woke up with a horrendous migraine, like a really bad migraine. To the point where Luke took one look at me and said, if you put that wig on, I'm going to murder you. So, yeah, even though it's a casual yasha anyway, having not wearing a wig, I just didn't bother cosplaying for the first time in about 2 years. I think there is a little bit of vlog where I literally just picked up the camera and went, yeah, I look terrible on camera, but that's because I'm full of a migraine. So yeah, there wasn't much vlog from Sunday because we both went in casual clothes, which is the first time that's happened in quite a while. Oh, this is a wide boy. For a scrunch, it is. Why did I make him so wide? How wide is that? Annoyingly wide is how wide that is. I can't really cut it in half because it won't work. so I guess we'll do that as it is. Regan saying it didn't work out as well as I'd hoped, so I was only a glittery eye makeup, but I started watching the old NBC show Hannibal. Oh, that's good. Did you do Hannibal or did you do, what's his face? The boyfriend. I can't remember what is his name? Oh my god, I can't even remember. It's been a long time since I watched Hannibal. The boy that likes dogs. That's what I was thinking of. Lee's saying, okay, I'll take your advice after I get back from the shop. Fair. Yeah, if you're doing like a crossplay type one, yeah, glittery eyeshadow doesn't work as well. However, you can do it with normal eyeshadows. I still use a contour palette that is basically eyeshadows. It's a NYX one. And I genuinely like it the best. Because I feel like I've got more control over it than like bronzer and stuff. I'm not dark enough for bronzer. I am pale. I don't know if you can see this fabric, but it's real cute. It's got cat butts on it. Yeah, I've been quite enjoying making these. They're quite good. Because you kind of sew along them, and then you turn them inside out, and then you put a bit of elastic in, and then you have to hand sew it. Hi Alfie! Are you here for stream time? It's always the way, isn't it? You're an attention cat. AC saying, on Sunday I got really ill and kind of just suffered behind the stall, trapped in a blanket sitting in the back. Oh, bless you. You were also ill. If I'd had a blanket, I would have been wrapped in it. Trust me. Now, I felt kind of useful behind the stall because, like, me being able to talk to people means that I can usually be quite useful behind a stall. Because it's very draining when you're behind a stall all day. In terms of people, lots and lots and lots of people. Which is cool for people like me that are extroverts, but for people that are less extroverted, not so much. Alfie, do you mind? It's like, no, it's stream time, therefore I have to come and get in the way. Come on, get out the way. I've got rubbish in your fluff. Regan says, I would have loved to do Will, but it was Hannibal that I attempted. Ah, cool. Will, that was his name. I was just like, why can't I think of his name? Now we just like, I could totally Google this, but I'm not. Lee's saying, okay, be right back, and maybe I'll be in your vlog in the background. Well, I know Blair obviously came as well, but we didn't see him as much because we were kind of wandering around a lot more, and he was also helping on another stall. So we were like wandering around. So at some point we'll have vlog. Alfie, do you mind? He's like, no, I want to sit on you. I want to sit all over you. It's the sit time. Alfie, what you doing? This fabric makes me laugh. This is actually from Luke's Taco. He donated me the fabric. And I actually really like this fabric. It looks really cute on head wraps. He'd pulled all this trim off it for Gilmore, so he kind of destroyed the top anyway. So he was like, "Do you want the fabric?" Yes, I will. Always take donations of fabric. We recycle clothes in this place. Recycle costumes, recycle trim, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it's exciting because Luke and I have been working on essentially a joint venture for like about 6 months at this point, kind of trying to get it all ready and get it set up and everything. And essentially we've called it Bardic Inspiration. and it's all kind of very D&D themed, and looks like when we have the table set up, it looks like the inside of a bard's pocket, is the way we like to describe it. Because Luke is very good at setting up tables. If anyone who's ever been to one of our tables at our con can attest to, he is very good at that. And it means that it looks really pretty. Oh, somebody's... Oh, everyone's going mad about Alfie. Alfie, my boy, is sending pets. Cats are the most helpful. Hi, Ash. Best panda. It's really pretty. Thank you. It is really pretty. Like, literally, I saw it, and my colleague at work had been asking for a head wrap. She has got braids in at the moment, so like she's struggling with like just a normal hair bobble because it just won't go around the amount of like hair that she's got at the moment. She's got some extensions and braids in, and she's got a lot of hair going on. So she, as soon as I saw the fabric though, she loves like, whenever you see her nails or anything, like they're always really colourful and stuff, and I thought, oh, she's gonna really like this fabric. So I made her a head wrap, and she was just like, oh my god, this is so good. She was very excited. But yeah, this is the last of this fabric. So this, I've got a couple for head wraps as well, and that's the last of the fabric. So some of these runs of things will be quite limited, just because of the amount of fabric that I have. Megan saying, I'll put the horrific pictures I took of my poor attempt at Hannibal makeup on my Instagram later for you all to see. Sounds good! I want to see. Like, I would say no one's seen my crossplay attempts, but you all have, so they're not the best. I love this. This fabric is the best. I saw this and I bought it for my nephew. He's 18 months. And my sister wanted a bag for him to take to nursery with him. And I was like, I want to make him a bag with this fabric. So I've cut some out, but then I also wanted some scrunchies and stuff as well. 'Cause lions! Lions is... And the problem is sometimes you haven't cut it completely straight. You try to bend it and it doesn't work. Right, let's try from this end first. So essentially all I'm doing with this, so this is the right side, i.e. the side I want on top. This is the wrong side. So essentially I'm just folding it in half along and pinning it. But I want to make it vaguely a straight line, which is why I'm pinning it. I didn't quite cut this piece straight apparently, so I'm struggling a little. There we go. So the idea is, obviously I'll sew along where the pins are, so sew all the way along there, trim it down a bit, turn it inside out, and then essentially get a piece of elastic, which I've already cut some pieces to size, kind of poke it through with a safety pin, tighten it up, like triple knot it, and then sew up the ends, and then it makes a scrunch. So vaguely straight is a big sewing mood. I mean, it's a big mood in general. But yeah, it basically is a big sewing mood. But I'm just kind of pinning, because I don't want to get the machine. I've got the machine literally sat in front of me, but I don't want to use it right now because then you can't hear anything apart from the sewing machine. It's not very conducive to streaming. It's partly why I've not really been streaming much recently, because all I can really do is kind of prep work. I can't actually do the sewing on it. When you get material with loads of rubbish on it. Come on. Yeah, essentially I think I'm just going to pin stuff like just now until I've basically run out of pins. Because I cut loads of stuff out earlier. Then my feet went to sleep. Because I was sat on the floor for too long. But yeah, people like AC will probably see at RaiCon, which is fun. But like I said earlier, we're not going to do a panel this time. We got asked if we wanted to, and we had to kind of go, kind of got a table. But you'll be able to find us. It'll be like, it's RaiCon's small enough that you'll be like, hi, there they are. We'll be in the dealers area, we won't be in the artist area. More of the tacker fabric. I cut that real straight guys. It's a big lump. She's saying I'm very hyped for RaiCon. Yay! RaiCon's so good. Like, we've obviously been to RaiCon so many times, and I always enjoy going up to RaiCon. Like, I've even done a RaiCon day trip before. Because I enjoy it so much. Like, it's a good con if I voluntarily spend 2.5 hours going up to Glasgow and then 2.5 hours coming back on the same day for the con. It's one of those. Sometimes trains to Glasgow for me don't like me. But yeah, Luke and I will have a table there. I believe Blair's going as well, but again he's helping a friend on a stall, so we will be stall children, which probably means you won't get a vlog this time, because when you're on a stall it gets very busy. And so making vlogs and stuff kind of means it doesn't always work. There's a bit of sewing still on this, so I think I'll chop that off as well. It's what you get when you recycle fabric and then are too lazy to actually like unpick all the sewing. You just chop it off, it's fine. Regan's saying I'm supposed to be doing 5 for my Halloween cosplay, whilst most of my bought stuff is way too big and my partner kind of cosplays Klaus, and it is what I should do with my too big cosplay. What is it that's too big? I'm gonna guess with 5 it's like a blazer, like be a waistcoat. Waistcoats are super easy to take in, might just add. Jackets you can kind of take in like the seams under the arms, for example. Tends to be where you can take stuff in. Waistcoats, I always do it like right at the back because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. I just make like a pleat and kind of sew it all the way down, and then that makes it smaller. I'd show you if I knew exactly where Santiago's waistcoat was, because that's exactly what I had to do to Santiago's waistcoat. Because as soon as I put a binder on and then put the waistcoat on, it just didn't fit right. It was too big, because it's guys' suits have like really wide shoulders, which I've also got quite wide shoulders, but then obviously don't have a chest. I've got to somewhat compensate. so yeah. But usually the seams tend to be a good place to take stuff in. So if you literally get a seam ripper, this is how close my seam ripper was, like essentially undo the seams see if I've got some bigger seams on it that can show you easily enough. Oh my god, that's heavy. I have a jacket in here somewhere, actually. Oh my god. Everything's dying. Oh, there we go, I do still have Santiago's jacket in here. Blazer and shirt and stuff. Okay, so I've got a couple of options. Let me see if I can get my camera up so you can actually see what I'm doing. To be honest, sometimes it being a little bit big is fine, because like if I remember rightly, this was a little bit too big. Oh god, it don't feel good. So it's a little bit big. Anyway, what's that gold down there? Yeah, feels a little sticky in the sleeve. Nice. If you see, even in the lining, like it's got a little bit of ease in there. You can kind of do a similar thing down any of the seams. So the waistcoat should have a centre seam all the way down the back, and you can literally just pleat it essentially and kind of like sew down, just take it in a bit. You've also got the option of, like I said, under the arms, so literally that seam down there under the arms, if you literally get the seam ripper and seam rip it apart and then take it in a little bit, or even just fold it if you want to, if you don't want to take it fully apart, just fold it and then sew it down. That will take it in for you. If I show you my robes, if I can find them. Where are they at? Where's my Hogwarts robes? Who the heck knows? There they are. I'll show you what I did to these a long time ago. So these are the ones I wear for Sirius. I had the same ones. I had to get extra large because I'm tall. And everything else was really, really short. I barely wear them. Essentially, I did, I think, take them in. Did I undo it again? These are definitely mine. Maybe I undid it. Well, essentially what I had done is taken it in there, and I literally just folded it and sewed it all the way down. I swear I can even see the folds where it literally was taken. Apparently I took it out again. I was probably meaning to redo it because I bet this is still huge on me. Oh, it's not bad. So I barely wear it anyway. But yeah. Usually that's the easiest way of doing it. Is that way. Let me hang all my things back up again. But it's a shirt, unless it's got like something really specific, or if it's got like a, I can't remember what his shirt looks like, does it have like a little badge or something on it? Because you could literally just take the badge off and put it onto another shirt. But you could do it that way as well if it's just a basic shirt. Santiago's right at the back of the wardrobe. Doesn't really get worn. It's Excuse me, my scraps. I can borrow a white shirt from my partner. It's just the jumper thing and the blazer. Yeah, like the jumper, I'd literally take in like as a one seam all the way down the back. Because usually you should be able to do that. And also, if it's at the back of your cosplay under your blazer, you ain't gonna see it anyway. There's that. But yeah, that's literally how I took my waistcoat in, because it was just fit weird. So if I took it like in all the way down the back, it worked quite well. I'll have that drink now saying, "Hello, human. Hello." There's a lot of folk here just to watch me do some pinning. Hello. Sorry, that's boring. Yeah, one thing we have been doing a lot more of is playing D&D, which is quite nice. We have a little Bandur campaign going. Sarah's our DM. She's very good. We only get to play that every couple of weeks or so when everyone's actually free. It's quite hard to find a time when everyone's free in Bandur, because we all have full-time jobs. Hey. So like, while I'm free on a Sunday, Blair's quite regularly working. For example, the taco one, all pinned. Got lots of taco ones. Oh, that's because I was using up the last of the fabric. That's why. Still a bit more sewn bit. Let's take that off. Yeah, essentially, scrunchies are quite useful for using up kind of odds and ends of the fabric, as long as they're quite long. Need to be at least like 20 inches long. I'll have that drink now saying D&D is really fun. Mine too, we play online so with 2 people from Finland, so it's hard with jobs and time zones, but I'm also drawing an in real life one at some point in the near future. That's cool. Well, we have the Bandur one, which we have played in person as well at cons. So like SunnyCon we played a session, as long as we're not all too tired, which is kind of part of the issue as well. And then we also play that online as well though, because obviously we're all in different areas. I also have kind of one that's on hold a little bit at the moment, which was my first one, which I play a cleric. Again with sort of some cosplay / LARP friends. Luke and I are in that one, and then we've also got one which is actually streamed on Twitch. Our friend AJ DMs that one. He's called the Game Weaver, but we actually streamed that one on Tuesday. So I play Connie, my half-orc paladin who really wants to be a barbarian. She's very fun. Hence why, for people that have seen the little one-shot that Luke did for us at SunnyCon, the fact that he gave me the barbarian is kind of an in-joke. Because apparently I like playing those types of characters. Which is always fun. I was just saying, Seagull just flew past my window and gave me a fright. Oh no! I'll have that drink now. I play tieflings in both of mine, but the online one is a wizard, but the other is a fighter. She sounds fun. Yeah, she is very fun. My cleric's kind of less fun, because she's kind of like lawful good, but it's quite hard to play lawful good in certain parties. And our party was definitely not a lawful good type party. Connie's very fun. Connie's my paladin. She is a good time. I think one of the best things though as well about doing like the stalls that we do at cons now is that we can just talk to people about D&D games forever. It's great. Tell me about your character. How do you do this? How do you roll? Luke's been making sets of dice. Oh my god, they're so cute. He's been messing around with resin. So he's made dice and little bracelets and like lots of little bits and bobs for our stall. So that should be fun. Because I really like what he's made. I'm hoping that we'll have enough stock. Like we should do, because we're both kind of on it at the moment. In between the work things, I'm just like sewing, all the sewing. But unfortunately, like, a lot of it's on the machine, so it's a little bit rubbish to stream really, because you can't hear anything if I'm sewing on the machine. On the online one, my friend plays a Kenku, but he's a charlatan, which is fun. Ooh, I need some dice. Wow. Yeah, he's got some custom resin ones that he's made. They're gorgeous. They're so good. I'm so excited that he like finally got the time to sit and mess enough with the resin to be able to do it. Because there's a lot of trial and error when it comes to resin. Where did I put all the rest of the stuff? There's some of the stuff. I want some of the chopped ones. Okay. So, then what we've also got is head wraps. These are longer, so a bit more of a pain, and they need interfacing in them. So essentially, what I've done is cut the interfacing out so it kind of already has the shape. Hello Alicia! Loving the hair. Thank you! It is freshly dyed because it was very faded. I literally have been meaning to dye it for about a month. Haven't got around to it until this morning. I was like, nope, I need to sit and I need to actually dye my hair. The annoying part is though, the fabric shop put a little staple with like how much stuff is left on the roll, but they leave it in. I can't get it out without like ruining the fabric. There we go. But I know if I sew it, it'll be done. Right, so what's going on with this one? Okay. Staple removing, yeah, see I've got one at work, which is annoying. I don't have one at home. Oh, and I could have just, it's too long this piece anyway, so I could have just literally chopped off the end rather than trying to figure it out. So essentially I want the interfacing in as well, but I only want it on one side, so I've got, again, right sides together, it's kind of the term. And then I've got one side that's kind of folded over already, but this takes a lot of pins. Essentially what I'm going to do is pin all the way along it, again sew it all, and then essentially trim it and then turn it inside out. But this one you have to leave like a gap in it to be able to turn it inside out, because you sew it all the way to the ends. And then so I need to like leave a gap about halfway along, because I've got a fold in it as well. It makes it even more complicated. See, this is why my brain doesn't work well with patterns. Yeah, this is what I've been busy doing for the past however long. Not really been cosplaying as much. Like I said, in terms of I'll still wear cosplays and stuff, but not been making new ones, if that makes sense. Just been kind of focused on the shop stuff for a little bit, which is not a bad thing. Okay, let's make a little. So I'm just like going to make a marker essentially about 1 inch or 2 wide. Where I don't want to sew because I need to actually be able to turn it the right way out. Also, I'm just using 1 layer of interfacing because it doesn't need to be super like strong or anything, but I quite like the shape it gives it, and it actually makes it a little bit easier to sew because interfacing kind of stiffens the fabric. So it meant that when I was doing the taco ones, for example, it was definitely needed because that fabric's a little bit slippy. Yeah, I'm one of these people that pins everything. Luke is not one of these people that pins everything. He just goes for it and I'm like, no, you've got to pin it. I'm definitely not chaotic neutral when it comes to sewing. But also, like, if I'm sewing stuff to sell to other people, I tend to be a lot more exacting on it because I like good quality stuff. I'll have that drink now. I'm wearing my 2018 cosplay for Halloween because I've got a Halloween party on the 26th, so that's going to be fun. Awesome. I did when I did textiles in school. Yeah, pinning everything's the way forward. I didn't do textiles in school. I gave it up at year 9. They didn't really teach us much in it. It was just have a sew through a sewing machine. It was never how to actually thread up a sewing machine or anything. It was a bit rubbish, really. Right, that's that one done. The thing with the head wraps as well, so essentially what I'll do is I'll end up... I gave up a year 9 as well, yeah, exactly. It's just funny that I'm doing it now for like a thing. So yeah, essentially that's my head wrap all the way along. What I'll do is I'll sew all the way along it. I've got a little gap marked out there. So I won't sew that bit, I'll essentially jump over it when I sew it, and then I'll trim it all so it all doesn't have loads of stuff around it. Turn it inside out, and then what I'll do is I'll top stitch it, so essentially I'll just sew along the edges. I don't really have an example of a made one here because I haven't actually got one made up here. I put them all away last night. But essentially I'll have to like stitch all the way around the edge to make it neat. So they take a little bit longer than the scrunchies, but they're worth it. What other one haven't I had yet? Let's have a little purple boy. I'm just like, what other ones haven't I done yet? Also, when you're marking patterns and stuff, like, I prefer to use chalk, because then if I mistakenly put it the wrong way around, which I sometimes do, I can just rub off the chalk marks. I used to always use pen, and then it just used to bleed through and be a pain. So I'll start doing that. Essentially, only ones with chalk marks I kind of want to make sure are on like the incorrect side, if that makes sense. Because these head wraps are so long, it does make it a bit of a pain to try and sort them out. I'm ready for pinning. They are really long. Whee! So many arms everywhere. I think Debbie might want one of these because it's purple. Debbie enjoys purple a lot. I might want one of these, to be fair, because I quite like purple. Benefit of knowing how to sew them is you're just like, I want one of those. I wore one of my cat scrunchies in my hair the other day at work. Just like, because I can. Why not? Right, well, this one I can do either side for the side that needs a little gap. Ooh, I've gone a bit weird. But yeah, conveniently my interfacing was almost exactly 38 inches long. So it just meant I could just cut 4-inch strips of it and then taper the ends off. Which I'll show you how to do in a sec, because I'll probably need to do it. Cut some of these last night, I need to make a hole in this one, don't I? So many pins, so many pins. Essentially, because it's so wide, my desk won't actually take the amount of wide that it is. So I have to kind of keep folding it. I think I cut all my head wraps I cut folded because I didn't have the stretch to have 40 inches like wide in this room. It's only a small room. Just a small lad. Yeah, the good thing about pinning all this now is it just means it's easier just to sew it and get it done. I never know when I'm kind of making stuff like in bulk whether I want to do it like do one step all the way along first, or whether I want to do kind of one fully and then start the next one. I vary as to what I do because I get bored easily. So when you get bored easily, you go, I'm going to do this for a bit, and then I'm like, I'm bored now, I want to do this for a bit. Because I cut loads out, these are all cut out earlier. And I hate cutting with a passion. Let's see what chat's doing. Purple is a good colour and that's the mood. Yep, pretty much. I have some Star Boys as well. Let's get some Star Boys going. Oh, actually, let's cut one of these. I don't think I've got any more of those left. So, again, I've folded it. I'll have that drink now. I get so bored sometimes I can't even bother to revise. Now, revising is a good thing. Because you need to do that for your exams. But yeah, that's folded right there. Essentially, I can draw this with a pen because that's the beauty of interfacing. This interfacing is really stiff, so I can literally just get a normal biro and draw it. So what I'm going to do is mark the middle point, and then mark, I think it's 5 inches along at each side. Up. No, it won't. The mark is there, and then the mark is there. And then join them up. Make like a point. The beauty is as well when it's folded, it's matching pattern on both sides. Cut that out. I also have a scraps box as well, I throw all my scraps. Go over there. And then I've got both sides. So yeah. That's ready to go. See if I've got any more I need to cut. Yeah, there's loads I need cutting. There's loads. Right. let's sit and do some of these cuts for a bit then. Like I said, I get bored easy. I'm bored of pinning now, so I'm going to go into cutting things. So, make it in half, do the thing. I have a habit of watching stuff usually while I'm sewing. I've been on a big leverage kick on Amazon at the moment. Recommended by Sarah and Luke. So it's kind of like a heist kind of TV show. It's quite fun. It's quite good to kind of have on in the background. That's quite often how I watch stuff. Do the same with Critical Role. It's an in the background kind of show. Because I like doing it while I'm crafting. If I'm revising or anything, I listen to Adventure Zone. Adventure Zone is good as well for it, for sure. Especially because it's like an hour episodes. It is good for that. Or just any instrumental music. I mean, I had Les Mis on earlier. I woke up with it in my brain, and I haven't actually been able to listen to Les Mis since we did a panel on it several years ago now. Because it was... I am not a good... I'll preface this by, I'm not a good singer. I know I'm not a good singer, but I really enjoy musicals. So essentially what I'd done was kind of put together a Bandur group for RaiCon a few years ago. And we did a Les Mis panel. And we basically did songs and stuff. I think there is still YouTube evidence of this somewhere. I've been able to watch that a grand total of once with lots of wine. It was incredibly nerve-wracking for me. Because I know I can't really sing, I can just about hold a note and that's about it. Like Blair and Sarah took like the main kind of leads in it as such, and then we had the Ergo lads and Neve, who does our Lily in Marauder stuff. They'll do like musical theatre and stuff, so they're all really good at it. Or most of them. Scott and I were just kind of like sitting at the side shaking. Luke wasn't in the best spot either. It's a little bit like, it was basically I ended up singing a solo as well, which I'm not entirely comfortable with doing. So it's just like, it's one of those where it's like, I haven't been able to listen to it since, which is a shame because I love Les Mis. I wish I had the musical talent for musical theatre. Yeah. I do not. As is proved by YouTube. It was just incredibly nerve-wracking, I think, more so than anything else, because like I've always suffered with stage fright for like several years. It took me to get over my stage fright in general. If you ever go back and watch like one of the first like Night Vale panels, I think, from RaiCon, there's a reason Santiago is very quiet as a character. Because Mel was very scared. You can see my nervousness at the start of that panel. But then I kind of settled into it quite quickly. And Marauders was just like, yes, this is me. I can do Marauders. Hi Lee, welcome back. But yeah, never let that hold you back, because like if I hadn't been able to get over stage fright in general anyway, there's no way I'd have got up and sung in front of however many people were at that panel. And put it out on the internet. So kind of like, I'm always like, I can't necessarily do something to the best of my ability but I can certainly try. Like, why not? What's going to happen if, you know, I can't really sing, but I'm still going to sing? Not only back, but back with ice cream. I want some ice cream, damn it. I figured I might as well mark all these up and chop them out. So I'm going to end up using them all anyway at some point. Like, it won't be this weekend, but it'll be at some point. That's why I cut a load of them out. I just thought I'm just going to cut loads of these out. I want delicious frozen goodness, yes. Yes, indeed. I would like. So what's everyone else up to, cosplay wise, or whichever? Regretting this decision. Oh god, what was this one? It went a bit off. Okay, let's do it that way. Yeah, it went a bit off for that one. Do you know, I think I might have ice cream downstairs. It got me thinking. Like, have I got ice cream? I would like some ice cream. I've got a really bad headache. I should drink the water. They saying I've started weapon 2 of 7. Awesome. Nothing much cosplay wise apart from Halloween, waiting for Christmas and getting a job for money. Fair. I mean, this is the thing, it's always the money versus time. And you can have a job and therefore have money but not necessarily have the time. Kind of the rut I've been in recently, unfortunately. Of just struggling with time. And then I also realised how much I actually enjoy making bags and bits. So like, because I don't have to sort of fit it to my body, like I put weight on and stuff recently, so it's like I can't really fit stuff properly to me anymore. So actually I'm enjoying this mostly because I don't have to think about like, oh, it needs to fit me, and it needs to try and fit me when I've lost weight, etc, etc. It's just I can just make this and enjoy the sewing part of it, because I actually do enjoy sewing, which is probably good because I'm doing an awful lot of it at the moment. Like I said, I enjoy creating stuff, so that's kind of why like a lot of the bags and stuff that you'll see from me will not have the same stuff in them more than once. Like I'll do a couple of ones of different ones, but genuinely I get bored of the same pattern. So hence why I've got loads of different ones all cut out, because I get bored really easy. But yeah, I managed to recycle some cosplay bits and do some different bits and bobs. Planning on making all the weapons of the 7 deadly sins. Awesome! You enjoy making weapons, you see. I enjoy like sewing. It's just different aspects, isn't it really? It's another one with the stuff on it. Bloody staples. And it's going to be hard for cosplay stuff and I have to balance 5 days of college and then D&D every other Saturday. Yes. Yes it is. Like I've also not had the sort of super motivation to do like that many things as well cosplay wise, which is kind of hard. because I don't kind of go, oh, I really want to do that, because like, to be honest, Yasha was the last one that I was like, I really want to do that. I've done Vax, but like I said, he was just literally making a sash and a scarf. I've made one of the swords and next is the spear. That's awesome. But yeah, D&D stuff is fun. Like, if you're gonna go like DM a campaign or play, like definitely go give it a go, because it's so fun. I enjoy it a lot. So I have basically two campaigns that are actually active. The Bandur one, like I said, doesn't run every week, but the Tuesday one runs every week. So I've kind of got to be like on it. But it's fun. It's so fun. It's one of those where I'd always kind of wanted to play in D&D, and I'd heard of it and stuff. And then like, I think we tried to play it a few years ago. Me and Debbie and one of our friends. And it was just too rulesy for me, because it was 3.5 at the time. It was too kind of rulesy and too like, oh, you got to remember this and this and this and this. And so, like, I found 5 a lot easier, but also I think like listening to the Adventure Zone and Critical Role kind of taught me how to play a little bit. Because, for example, Clint from the Adventure Zone, the guy's dad, he basically had never played before, and so like hearing Griffin explain to his dad kind of how to play kind of helped me, and I was like, yeah, okay, I get this now. I get how combat works. Because previously I'd never really, like, we tried, I just never got the hang of how it worked. And so we made sure that when we introduced Blair to it from the Bandur campaign, we tried to make sure it was like fun for him and not too rulesy. Because that was the thing as well, was like, there's so many rules that you could adhere to, you could try, you could do different things, but generally, like, my 3 different DMs that I have are all pretty chill with it. Like, as long as you can justify why you're doing something, like, that's pretty cool. And it's sort of more heavily roleplay focused rather than super combat. Though weirdly I like combat now. Never thought I would. I enjoy it. I enjoy like being able to do cool things with like descriptions of stuff as well, because like we've had it the past couple of weeks with the Tuesday campaign, the one that's streamed, where it's been very sort of dungeon crawly, and it could have been really super boring for someone like me that likes RP, but because AJ threw in things like he had a sort of dream come in for one of the characters and things like that, and it made it more interesting because there was more RP and story in it. Like I said, 3 different DMs, 3 different things, and I play the same character in 2 campaigns. Connie, bless her, is come across to 2 campaigns because I love her so much. I played her for a one-shot. So again, that's another thing, is always, if you're going to do like a D&D one-shot, try a different character, try a different class, try a different race, try something a bit different and see how you get on with it. Because honestly, it's one of the best things that I ever did, because I never thought I'd like a tank type character. Genuinely never thought it, because whenever I played like RPG games, I've always kind of played like magic users and people that kind of are far back from the battle and stuff like that, whereas actually playing a tank's really fun. It is. I only really jump in during combat, but it's a lot of fun. I just still need to read the handbook. Oh god, I love the lore in the handbook. Oh my god, I would sit there and read it for so long about the different classes and stuff. The in real life one is going to have like 8 different people in who each need different D&D experiences, from none to a lot of one shots. Oh wow, okay. Like, I think like 8 people is a lot. Like 4 or 5 generally is okay. But 8 players is a lot. Yeah, in the online one, me and my team now have a rundown mansion because we saved somebody. Yeah, that kind of happens. Pretty good for that. Right, let's see what other colour do I want. I think I'll have a lion boy. I don't think I've got a lion boy yet, have I? No. Making sure it's the right way round. No, it's not, because you're upside down. But you folded, so you're going to stay that way. Sorry, I talked to the fabric. But yeah, it's one of my favourite things about having the stall is that we get to talk to everybody about the D&D experiences, and it's brilliant. I might have enough pins left just literally for this one. And I might have to go on a pin hunt. Going on a pin hunt, going on a pin hunt. Yeah, the only thing I have learned about scrunchies and head wraps is that I need to have fabric that does not fray. Because as soon as you get fabric that frays, he does not like it. Because like I've been using a lot of satins for the dice bags and stuff, which obviously are horrible and fraying, and you really can't use them for these because they just fray everywhere. You don't have enough seam allowance, I guess, to like allow for it. It's horrible. Where is RaiCon? RaiCon is in Glasgow. If you're anywhere near Glasgow, please go. It's a really good con. It's in November. First weekend in November, I believe. I should know, but I don't. Nope. Fair enough. I'm from like nearish Manchester, and I sort of go up to it because Luke lives up there and Blair lives up there. But also like it genuinely is such a good con. Really enjoy it. But it'll be like the last con of the year for us, I think. But we already have some booked in for next year. Northeast View. Ah, okay. Have you tried the lovely StudyCon? Because, boy howdy, that's a really good one. Yep. Yay! Did you go to StudyCon last year? We love StudyCon. Went to Newcastle the past 2 years. Yay! Awesome. I mean, not saying that there'll be a nice little dice stall at Newcastle next year, but there will be. I've already booked in for it. The tables sell out really fast. I saw your Marauders. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's cool. We like our Marauder boys. How long are you? Annoyingly not quite long enough. Right, okay. You are pinned. Yeah, super excited to actually meet you guys properly. I was the person who asked about the Patronus. Oh, awesome! I'm glad you enjoyed. You get to see us crazy butts running around. Oh, every time. What other one do I want? A unicorn boy, maybe? Why do you look so short? But yeah, we should be, well, like I said, we definitely will have a table, a dice play table at SunnyCon Newcastle, because we've already booked in for that. But we should, fingers crossed, also have panels again, because we do enjoy the panels a lot. Why does this look weird? I hear you, Pussycat. What are you doing? What are you doing? I can hear you. Being a naughty boy. Chop, 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 chop. But yeah, I always say this to everybody, and everyone always goes, but I'm scared. And I'm like, it's fine. If you ever see us at a con, we are usually in a big group. There's usually a lot of us. Don't be scared of us. We don't bite. I promise. And if you need to, come up and say hi to me. Because I'm always the person that is super like, hi everybody. I do streams and stuff, so like, come say hi to me. That'll be exciting. Hopefully I learn more about Adventure, so I might drop in a Dice and Disasters one if you have it. Yes! We really enjoyed doing the Dice and Disasters at SunnyCon Liverpool, so fingers crossed. It's a bit early for confirming panels yet, so we haven't confirmed any panels yet, but fingers crossed we should have panels. Come on, shift, Alfie! Alfie cat! He says there's no room! Don't have any room! But yeah, like, we really enjoy SunnyCon. It's such a good con to us as well. Donna that organises it is so good. She's always super organised. Like, we know everything ahead of time, everything's all sorted, which is really nice, because not all cons have that. But we really enjoy SunnyCon. And Newcastle should be good. It's my favourite con. Alfie is cute. He's the best. It's just a pain when he tries to get in everything. Okay, I have 2 pins left. How many more pins can I find? Any more pins? Any more for any more? Those are all safety pins. Oh, is there a sneaky pin in there? Oh, there's some pins in here. Sneaky, sneaky boys. No, just one. Oh, another couple. I think. Buried in all the buttons. Right, 3 pins rescued. Any more for any more? Okay, we have like 5 pins. That should be enough to pull this last one. Last scrunchy friend. massive pile of stuff. Right, let's move all this stuff out of the way. He's like, I'm going to be a friend. What you doing? But okay, I'm going to be annoying now then, and actually so because I've run out of pins. So I'm sorry. My sewing machine's getting turned on, and you can see the complete detritus of my desk. Yay! Essentially, I'm just going to run along. This is a scrunchy boy. Just run along the bottom where the pins are. Then I'll show you what I do after that. So if you have like any odds or sods of fabric, I definitely recommend doing a scrunchie or two. So it's super easy. So apologies for the noise. Obviously pull the pins out as you go. This is why I can retrieve my pins back. It's very noisy though, sorry. Oh, try not to run over the pins. That's how you break needles, kids. That's how you break your machine. Okay. Trim up the ends of the threads. You can find them. And then you get a magic safety pin, just a safety pin. It's apparently magic now. You pop it in one of the sides, like that, and then you tuck it all the way down. And what it does is it will turn it inside out, without having to like try and push it through and be a pain. That's just not work now. Literally been doing loads of them. That is working. I tend to sort of try and pull it as I go a little bit as well, so you don't have tons of fabric to try and pull through at the end. Safety pin friend. Hey, take your safety pin out. So I like at least like 20 inches of fabric to like about 12 inches of elastic. I did try quite a few different elastics. This is a hat elastic, I believe, but it's really stretchy. So I quite like this. I tried a couple of different ones. There was a thinner one as well. I just wanted to snap. And I was like, I don't want people to buy my scrunchies and it snaps. Stick the safety pin through and then poke it through. Obviously it's going to be a lot shorter than because it's a scrunchie. So kind of keep an eye on both your ends. And don't lose this end. Just what likes to happen to me. Takes a little bit of finagling, but you get there eventually. And yeah, really old school. I work in inches because a lot of patterns work in inches. So, and then like the YouTube videos I was like watching were kind of like, I realised that you don't have to be super exact on the measurements for things like scrunchies and head wraps. But it took me a bit. So you kind of got both your ends. You stick one end, that the other end. Take your safety pin out. tie yourself a little knot. Well, double knot it, if not triple knot it. Try not to like stretch it too much as well, like when you're pulling it through. Like I purposely, I think they said like 9 inches maybe, and I was like, I actually prefer a 12-inch one because you've got a bit more room for tying knots. There we go. So I've done 3 knots in that, so it's not going to go anywhere. Trim the ends off. And then we'll scooch the knot round a little bit. And what you're going to do basically is tuck the ends into each other. She says it doesn't want to work. But yeah, I'll have to hand sew that as well, so I'll hand sew like that up a little bit. But essentially that is scrunch. Elsie hand sew this boy as well. He's a slightly bigger boy, I don't quite understand why, but hey, that's what happens. If you have like a longer piece of fabric as well, it'll do like more scrunchable. I like to use inches and stuff, especially for measuring. Yeah, like I vary between it, but for sewing, like I use inches weirdly. Okie dokie. I do need to do more sewing on the machine. Let's do a head wrap. I can show you what I do on the head wrap. So, I'm going to start at one of the ends, the pointy bit is. I'll start like at the pointy bit and I'll go around one of the sides. Usually the side where, or sometimes what I'll do actually is I'll start kind of at where the points are for the gap. It's actually easier to start there. So, sorry, it's really loud. Okay, when you get to like the bit where you need to kind of pivot it, like leave the needle in the fabric and pivot the fabric and then sew. So lift your foot up, pivot. Okay, and then when you get right to the point, you want to lift the foot, pivot the whole thing. I wasn't 100% sure it's picking up all the fabric then. Because I'd like put the pins in, try and put the pins in kind of where I want it to sew. So also a lot of my pins are very bent. Try not to throw pins across the room, especially when there's a cat in the room. Always useful. And again, I'll always like try and keep it kind of tight when I'm going along. Sorted. Okie dokie. So, the fabric scissors disappeared too. Fabric scissors, I'm basically going to trim around where I've sewn. So that should take quite a lot of this. I'm not sure if that's big enough, annoyingly, to make another one. No. So annoyingly, that's scrap. Essentially, just want to keep like real close to where I've sewn. Just means that because when you turn it inside out, you've got a very thin margin for error, if that makes sense. Like if I'm turning it inside out and I've got all this down here, I'm just going to sit in it, look really ugly. So because I'm not very neat with trimming up anyway, I'd rather kind of sew it first and then trim up. Which is kind of why like me not being able to cut straight kind of works quite well. I don't need to as long as I sew straight. So if you see the trimmed side compared to the untrimmed side, you've got quite a lot less fabric. It's a really long piece. Oh yeah, like for measuring yourself, I think most folk work in inches for measuring themselves. Which is why like a lot of patterns are in inches as well. But we're weird here in the UK because like this morning I made some bread, for example, and I was weighing that out in grams. So we're weird. Metric and imperial like combinations forever. So much fabric. Bread is great. I made a bread plat once and I was very proud. Yeah. I was hungry. And I was up early this morning, so I was just like, oh, I'm going to make some bread and let it rise. And it did, and then I had it for lunch. It was great. Now, see, when I turn this inside out, I'm a bit weird. There's my straw gone. Okay. So I have a metal straw because I have a metal straw to drink anyway. And I kind of used it one day. I was like, actually, this is really good. Because what you want to do is turn out the points like really well. It's a bit hard to do. It's a bit fiddly. So what I tend to do, I probably could do this with like a safety pin or whatever. I don't honestly know how to at this point. Try and do the gap in the middle of the thing. So what I'm going to do, get my metal straw on the end of the thing. Kind of do the same thing I was doing before, but out the gap. Can be a bit fiddly this. You get the hang of it quickly enough though. It's got interfacing in it as well though, it means it's a bit more awkward. This is partly why I only do one layer of interfacing. I don't feel like you need 2 layers. I feel like it would be too like stiff otherwise. Yeah, people use like crochet hooks, they use skewers, all sorts of things to like turn stuff inside out. Can't be too rough on it though. Once your stitching goes under, there we go. Right, so what I'll tend to do as well is just poke the ends a little bit. When I can find my gap. So I kind of tidy at the point a little. Goodness, might as well send it down the other end. So that is essentially my head wrap. However, because you've still got the gap there as well, you could just stitch up that gap, I guess. But it kind of recommends to like top stitch it. So essentially just make like a little stitching line all the way around the outside. And I find that obviously because you've got a gap to make anyway, might as well do the whole thing. So I'm going to pin that up. This kind of gives me a rough like guideline. And again, you should like be ironing it and stuff. I'm the worst sewer. You should like press in between all your different stages. I'm the worst. That's the bit where I am chaotic neutral, I guess. Like, I'll iron it before I sell it. But I also, 1, I hate ironing. 2, the iron is downstairs. And I am not. And 3, no, don't want to. Like, I'm pinning it so that the interfacing doesn't kind of roll into itself a bit too much. So that makes a nice line. Try and top stitch kind of close to the edges. I love this lion fabric so much. It's my first time touching it today. It'll probably just get scrunched up and creased anyway. I mean, that's the idea. But that's why I like the interfacing helps, because it kind of helps keep it flat. Once I've pinned it, I'll show you what I mean. essentially what interfacing does is it stiffens the fabric from within. So it means it's not quite as floppy and prone to creasing. Hello Zane, welcome to the stream. You made it. You did. I'm making things. So essentially what I've done is I've pinned it all around the outside, just where like I want the thing to go. Kind of make it flatter, but essentially what this is for, I can demonstrate on my hair without the pins getting stuck on it. That'd be great. So essentially it makes like a little head wrap. You can like tie it up, like do different things with it, make it like a headband. But that's essentially what it does. My hair is clean. It got washed this morning. But yeah, that's essentially what that is. So, but I just want to top stitch it all. I probably won't do that quite yet because that does take a bit of concentration. Making sure it's really neat, because obviously this is the bit that people are going to be able to see. It's a bit of a pain as well at the corners because it doesn't want to pull through properly. So I'm not going to do that on the stream because I will just wear it up. I have, however, got some more pins now. Haha! Pins! I don't think I've got enough though for a full wrap, so maybe we will do a little scrunchy boy. It's a cute pattern. It is a cute pattern. Like, I really enjoy the lion fabric. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's perfect. My nephew's having that. This one's for our scrunchy friend. So yeah, that head wrap's not quite finished yet, but nearly. I find it funny that yesterday I was sewing all day for Anime Milwaukee. Awesome! What were you sewing? I mean, that's usually the thing of the craft streams, is always like, you know, I'll be sewing or doing whatever, you guys just like do the same thing. I've always wanted to be more confident in sewing. Alicia, it's just practice, genuinely. I taught myself how to sew from YouTube tutorials. My mum bought me my current sewing machine that's in front of me about 4 years ago for Christmas, I think it was. Because I started off cosplaying in just like stuff that I bought. I then ended up like altering things from like charity shops and stuff. And then started doing more sewing because I realised that stuff like Mystique's outfit from X-Men Evolution, for example, it doesn't exist. You can't just buy it. Honestly, it's just practice. Quite genuinely. Like, I'm a sewer who likes to pin everything, hence why I've literally just spent the however long on stream pinning most things and running out of pins. I like to pin everything before I sew it, because to me it makes it easier for me to sew in a straight line. But Luke just goes for it. He just literally cuts out a thing, sticks it through the sewing machine, comes out half an hour later with a made shirt, and I'm like, how did you do that so quickly? My grandma taught me how to sew. That's cool. Sadly, I never really had. Why am I trying to turn this inside out again? I am not concentrating, Kitty Winks. So I already turned this inside out, and then I'm like put it back in and trying to turn it back inside out again. I'm like, no. I'll have that drink saying, me too, sewing is quite fun. I want to make an OC, which is a slither claw hybrid. Like, I had all the fabrics and stuff planned out, but then money and I couldn't find the motivation. Like, I think sometimes you've just got to find like one bit of a cosplay that you can actually feel confident making. Because for me, for example, with Cassandra from Dragon Age, I was really scared of the armour, guys. Really scared. I don't do armour. I don't do foam work. I don't do warbler. I was like, I didn't know how to do any of it. I was like, how do you do this? So I started with the fabric bits, because I was like, I want to make this, but I don't want to. I had to really work up to doing that part of it. So I started with the bits I was comfortable with. So kind of start with something that you're comfortable with. So whether it's like the accessories or the props, whether it's something as simple as like a little hat for the character, like whatever it is that you think, I'll start with that and see how you get on. Or like draw out a little design if it's an OC. Like make sure you know in your brain what you want for it, if that makes sense. I got taught sewing at school and stitching from the crochet things that you can get as a kid that make pictures. That's cool. Saying witchcraft. I'll have a drink now. I'm starting with patches and stuff and making props with cardboard and masking tape. See? There you go. Start with the stuff that you feel confident with. It'll give you the motivation to go on or finish it with the stuff you don't feel as confident with. Because like when I started doing the foam and wobbler for Cassandra, I had like Luke and the guys on Skype because I was like, I do not know how to do this. I had help, so I literally got taught through how to do it and then like encouraged through it. Because I just didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, how do I do this? But now I've got a full cosplay. I had it for quite a while and really enjoy wearing it. I'm currently styling my Cedric wig. Ooh, nice. I need to style my Nagasa wig for Halloween. Awesome. I know who Nagasa is. Yay. I'm terrible with anime characters, but I know it's Nagasa from Free because Luke's cosplayed him. So there you go. I am that horrible person who doesn't really dress up for Halloween. I've got a wardrobe full of costumes. Wardrobe full. But I don't really go to Halloween parties, so like work might do a dress up. But I also don't really want to wear my expensive cosplays to work because they will just get like ruined. Because all my workmates are like, what are you going to wear, what are you going to wear? I think I wore Bellatrix actually last year, to be fair. So I did actually wear a cosplay. But I was like, oh, my wig's stuck down, I can't borrow it now. Don't borrow my wig. Oh, okay, Assassination Classroom. Oh, okay, fair enough. I still pronounced it right, okay? Nagasa. There you go. Good job, Mel. Thanks. Alicia's saying I was meant to sew Connor's costume from Detroit Become Human and Colin from Dragon Age for MC in Glasgow. Connor's pass I didn't make either. Oh, oof, that's a mood. Yep. I've stopped putting deadlines on myself, to be honest, for cosplays, because like as soon as you do, like sometimes it can be a motivator, but sometimes it can really not be. I tend to like, if I'm going to do a new costume for a con, I'll do one for one con. I won't do like multiple for the same con because I'll always just get really overwhelmed by it. Right, where's my Scrunchables? I'll do some more of those, I think, because they're quick and they will give me pins quicker. Give me pins! I'm from Ireland. I visit the US each year for conventions. That's cool. What ones have you been to in the US? I really want to go to... There's a couple I really want to go to. I can't remember which ones they are now. I really want to go to VNCon though as well in Holland. It's held at the Centre Parks. And a few of my friends have gone and like said it's really good. Like, it's quite a big UK contingent now, I think, that go out there. Actually see the stitching on this one because I couldn't be bothered to change it out for a dark one because I'm lazy. I'll have that drink now. I want to go to London Comic Con to actually meet popular actors, but I also want to do Comic Cons in America too because they're so big and amazing. Yeah, mood. I've done London one. I'm not really a fan. It's too busy for me. But I know like the American ones are busier, so I'm a little bit like, like I don't think I'd want to do like Dragon Con because that's massive. I think I'd maybe want to do like one of the smaller ones. There's a couple that like our friends go to that are from sort of New York, Ohio kind of area. There's a couple there that I kind of want to go to. The weird thing is, weirdly enough, I've been out to Atlanta several times. I've got a friend out in South Carolina that I go visit. So I've been out to Atlanta, done all the touristy things in Atlanta, so like Dragon Con doesn't really appeal. Because I've kind of done all the touristy bits in there. Anime Midwest, Anime Milwaukee and Anime Expo. Awesome. Also Comic Con. Oh, actual San Diego Comic Con. Awesome. I go to Akumekon Con here in Galway. Nice. Yeah, I believe there's not a huge amount of cons for you guys out in Ireland. I imagine most of them are probably going to be in Dublin. Go to the one in Wisconsin in Milwaukee. Gives you a great feel of the conventions out there. That's the first one I went to. Oh, awesome! My family lives out there. Nice. Like again, Milwaukee's somewhere I've been to. Weirdly enough, I went in February though, so it wasn't the greatest experience because it was very quiet. It was not tourist season. Just after I finished uni, my partner and I went travelling around America for 2 months. So I've been to a lot of places in America. We have 3 each year and 2 of them were in Dublin. Yeah, I thought that. I believe Insomnia are actually doing a Dublin one now. Well, at least this year anyway. It's a new one. Right, where's my scrunchy bits? And my safety pin. Freaking Dublin. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit like us with London, to be fair. They're like, why's everything in London? My god. Like, all the big stuff is all London. And I'm like, cool, but London's really expensive to get to. I'm from the north. There is the one in Liverpool I've been to. Ah, okay. Does that make sense? I mean, there's an airport there and everything. I know I want to go see Be More Chill in London in April, but it's going to cost upwards of 40 quid for bus tickets and to see the actual performance. See, I've done my time of London cons. I did London MCM a couple of times. I've done LFCC, I've done LAGC, I've done quite a few of the London cons. I just don't think it's really up to the hype, if that makes sense. Like, the amount more it costs you for, like, especially like the MCM just being so busy. I'm just not all about the massive crowds. Like, I can go to the Glasgow one, or I can go to the Manchester one, I can go to the Birmingham one, and the venues are really well laid out. Like, everything's pretty chill. Like, Manchester's got a great little area, like, at the side, near where the Masquerade is, that we always kind of tend to go to if we're feeling a bit overwhelmed. But, like, London just costs a lot. And I do a lot of cons. I'd rather go to 2 local cons than London. Okay, it's the beginning, so sorry if you already said, but how long is the scrunchie material and elastic? Okay, so the material itself. So I basically spent most of the beginning part pinning. So the material for the scrunchie is about 20 inches, give or take. Like, some of it's a little bit longer, some of it's a little bit shorter. It varies. That's about 20 inches. This is from a YouTube tutorial. The actual elastic is hat elastic, because it worked really well. It's really bendy. And that is 12 inches, because they recommended 9, and I found that, like, trying to tie the knot and stuff, I'm really cat-handed. So I found that, like, if I triple knotted it, it was far better. And then essentially all I'm doing with it is just, so I've just pinned along the bottom, sewing along the bottom, trimming it up, turn it inside out, and then essentially thread it along with the safety pin, and then do it like that, and then eventually I will sew the 2 ends together, like hand sew it together. But I'm kind of making myself a little pile of ones to hand sew right now. That's what we're doing. Same as Hamilton, it is way too expensive. Like, I want to go see Hamilton because of the experience of going to, like, a theatre show in London is so good. Like, I've been to see Les Mis in London, I've been to see, like, so many, like, Cursed Child in London. Like, the experience of it is so good. But I'm also a little bit like, I'd rather wait till stuff tours, because went to see Avenue Q in Manchester, and it was really good. But, like, I'd rather go see it in Manchester where I can come back on the same day. I'm like 45 minutes from Manchester. Be More Chill is a musical about a high school student that gets told about a computerised pill. Basically supposed to help him be more cool, but the pill tries to take over the school. Fair enough. Hope you have a lovely day. Must be off. See you soon, Zane. Thank you for popping in. I have the Cursed Child book, but I really want to see the performance. Well, a vlog from a few years ago. We ended up all going down on the train to London to see Cursed Child. It was on the same day as the train, which in hindsight was a bad idea. The trains all got a bit delayed, so we're a bit late getting in. We then had to go and dump all the bags and stuff at the hotel, because we hadn't yet done that. Sarah and I offered to go and dump everything, and then try and get through. And then essentially we got stuck on the tube and couldn't get through in time for the actual opening of the performance. So we missed the first half of Cursed Child that we paid so much money for. We ended up going to a coffee shop nearby. The play had just been released in book form. We ended up buying the book, reading it, speed reading it in the coffee shop the first half, and then going at the interval. Fun story! Quite like to see the whole thing sometime, that'd be quite fun. It was a bit of a, like, oh, this is, like, horrible, and we're both like, but honestly, like, there's nothing we can do about it now. Like, literally nothing we can do. The best you can do is just go, like, do what you can. But again, because it was, like, the two of us together as well, it was, like, more funny than anything else. If it had just been me on my own, I probably would have just cried and then go back to the hotel and sulked. So... yeah, we were perfectly caught up by the time it came around to the interval, so it was fine. Just us two sitting in Nero or whatever, just being like, oh my god. Oh, it was funny. If I was to go down to London, I'd have to leave early morning on the bus, then it'd be like a 4-hour wait before the show, then I'd also have to get the midnight bus to get back home the next day. Ouch! That would be a bit harsh. Like, if I go down for a show or something, I'd probably be more likely to stay overnight. But it is just so expensive to stay anywhere in London, even if you stay a little bit further out. Like, we went to the Potter Tour a couple of times in cosplay, which was really fun to do, actually. So if you've never done it and you want to go in cosplay, honestly, because it's so fun. The staff all love it. But we actually stayed out, I think it was like a travel lodge or somewhere, like out in Watford, and it was so much cheaper than actually staying in London. And then we just travelled into London. So it was, like, honestly easier to do it that way. For us, anyway. Right, where's my safety pin? Where's my safety pin gone? Where have you gone, safety pin? We're just there. Now you've gone walkabout. Oh well, got another one, I'm sure. I went to the 12th for my 13th birthday. I got to open the doors. Awesome! We went many years ago, actually, because I think the last time we went was when it was Debbie's 30th. So that's 5 years ago now. Oops. It's been a while. But yeah, she got to open the doors as well. Actually, it might not have been the last time. Might have been again since then. I haven't been in a bit. Like, London's worth doing if, like, you really want to do it. I'm just not about that coach journey or train journey. It was really expensive. And, like, I've done my time on the Megabus / National Express or whatever. I live up near Manchester. And it took me, I think, 8 hours to get home one time. Should have been 5. I'm not doing that again. I hate trains, they make it easy on one. It's like, I'd rather have the train. It's going to take about 7 or 8. So yeah, I've just sewn down it, turned it inside out. That's my piece of elastic. Sorry, I'm kind of on autopilot with it then. Pop the safety pin through the elastic. And again, just kind of thread it through, like, the little tube that you've made. Obviously it's going to scrunch up, because that's the idea. So try and keep hold of this end so you don't lose that end. This fabric, actually, this taco fabric is actually really nice for scrunchies. What are you doing? Are you being naughty again? Alfie's back. 12 inches for elastic and 20 for fabric. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been using, but if it's slightly longer for fabric, it's not a bad thing. I've just been using like 12 for like the elastic because I want to be over. So essentially it makes it like a 2-inch tube. So once thingy through. It's quite good though for like little odds and ends of fabric, and then literally get your ends once, twice. I'm doing 3 times, and then chop the ends off. Yep, and then I kind of tuck the knot around a little bit, and then essentially I'll just sew those 2 ends together. Make a little boy! I really want to take my friend to the Harry Potter tour in London, and she's a massive fan, but it's so far to travel from North Scotland, it's super expensive. It is. I mean, that's why, to be honest, we haven't been back really, because I went with the Bristol guys. So obviously for them it's not too far, but for like the guys from Scotland, even from Glasgow and Edinburgh, it's stupid, like travel distance, and so expensive. I have friends that like scrunchies, so I might do that for Christmas for them. Yeah, you should do. Honestly, it's really easy to do. Like literally, all of this fabric that I've cut here is all 4 inch. So it's all started off as 4 inches wide. You then literally just double it over, so you've got like a 2 inch wide thing. Pin it all the way down, sew it all the way down, turn it inside out. Like, there's a million YouTube tutorials as well. That's how I got it. YouTube tutorials. You should, because you don't need a lot of fabric, like literally that long. The head wraps you need more fabric for, so because they're longer pieces, but again they're about 4 inches wide, so they're quite good for like long skinny pieces that you got. You're welcome. Like, I don't see the point in being like, you can't do this, because it's like, no, do it. I learned from a YouTube tutorial. I'm getting more pins back now though. I've actually got quite a few. I should probably hand sew up. I might hand sew them up and then finish off my stream. I've got a few to sew. Purple one, I think I want to sew with purple thread though, because the white's really obvious. Oh my gosh, trying to get a needle. Come on, give me a hand sewing needle, please. Yeah, I tried like machine sewing ends. It didn't really work because you got the elastic in the middle and it kind of doesn't scrunch properly. So I found just hand sewing the end, the last bit is cool. So, some thread. Just using the same thread that I used in the machine because I'm lazy. Get my needle. Again, like, there's different ways of doing stuff as well, because I sat there last weekend and was working out like the best way that worked for me. So there's always about 3 different ways to do stuff. Where's my ends? There we go. So, oh no, I used a terrible needle. I made a mistake. Kind of just really basically tacking it around the edges. Yeah, I used a really bad needle. Don't use tapestry needle, kids. Doesn't work very well. Time to revise for bio after this. Yeah, go do revision. Do the thing. Sadly, you gotta do it. I'm gonna go make dinner and then sort out my work emails. So there's that. I've also got homework to do. My partner does actually call it my homework, so. Should probably clean the bathroom as well. That was my plan this afternoon. Oh well. Sewing it is. But yeah. Finished. Just chop the ends. Stick one more time. Alley bells are fun. I'm gonna guess it's some kind of bio thing. It's been a long time since I did bio. Alright, where's my edge? There it is. Like, you probably could, like, leave the edges just kind of tucked under, but I'm trying to make them really good. Like, it's definitely a different level of stuff if I was doing it for myself versus if I'm selling it. Like, if I'm making a costume for myself, do not look at my seams. Because they will be terrible. I always think, like, with scrunchies, because you're going to obviously be using them, stretching them, putting them over your hair, etc, etc, like, just sewing at the end kind of makes sense. It doesn't take much. Also, don't use any fabric frays, because it does not like scrunchies. Use like a cotton of some description. So all these are cotton. Or like this one isn't so much cotton, but it doesn't fray, so don't use fray stuff. Does the thread not snap when you stretch the scrunchie? No, because I used hat elastic, so it's essentially designed to stretch massively. I tried some thin stuff. I'll see if I've actually wrote it down here. I tried some thinner stuff, which apparently is quite stretchy, but I didn't like it as much. I like the thicker stuff. So, yeah. I liked this stuff better. I thought it made like a more substantial scrunchie. Just reminding me that I've still got this thin stuff to use as well, which I might use in some of the smaller ones. A-levels are fun. I was like, what? College work. I took biochem and maths A-levels. Ooh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. Not my favourite subjects. How much are the materials? Like, it varies. To be honest, you can do it probably with like some scraps and bits. You don't have to go buy like meters and meters of fabric. Especially if you're just looking to like just buy some scrunchies. I like my local fabric shop called Amacans. But it's kind of like a northwest brand, I think. But they have one in like Preston, which is where I'm from, Manchester, Chester, I believe, as well, sort of Liverpool, kind of out that way. But to be honest, any like big city or town will have like a fabric shop or two. Even just like recycling clothes and stuff, you can do it with that as well. Because, as proved, this is taco fabric that Luke used for his taco. But I thought it would make really cute scrunchies and stuff. He donated the fabric to me. Like, you don't have to kind of have that. And again, you can always, if you don't have a machine, you can always hand sew up the channel as well. You don't have to necessarily do it on the machine, it's just, for me, it's quicker. Because I could sit and hand sew it, that wouldn't be a problem. Elastic's like, well, in my place was like 30p a metre. So, and I'm using 12 inches, so A metre is, that's about half a metre. So you only need about half a metre for a scrunchie. It's worth a go, it's worth a go. Like, they look really cute. Because to be fair, I was a bit dubious of doing them. And then Luke was like, why don't you try them? I was like, so I tried them and I was like, I actually like making these. I've got dainty supplies that I can go to. And that's good. Awesome. Yeah, like, it's not a lot. Especially depending on what you're using. Like, if you're just using like a plain like that, for example, it will be a lot cheaper. If you're using like more patterns and stuff, depends on how much it is per metre. But you don't need that much to make one. Like, it's only 4 inches wide, so it's only like, oh, it's only that doubled over. So you don't need a huge amount. Like, half a metre will probably give you like 3 or 4 scrunchies. So, you know, you could try it with half a metre or something and see how you get on with it. It's worth a go. Especially for like presents for friends and stuff. Christmas is coming up. I mean, we may also have a shop up soon anyway. I think Luke's been on it this afternoon. He's been trying to get some bits and bobs sorted. Where you can buy all these lovely scrunchies and things. Yay! I might need to take a trip to Mandors in Glasgow for fabric. Yeah, that one's good as well. I've actually been there. There's another one in the middle of Glasgow I can't remember. Everyone goes to. Can't remember, it's upstairs. I'm not actually from Glasgow, I've just been there several times. Blacks maybe? No, it's not Blacks, that's Blackpool. Don't remember. But yeah, fabric is like, you can get it so many different places. And again, it varies in price from like, but you only need about half a metre, I reckon. You wouldn't need a lot more than that unless you're doing loads. It's worth a go, it's worth a go. Like, I literally just YouTubed it and was like, okay, give me scrunchy tutorials. Oh, I don't like this needle. Doesn't like to go through multiple layers of fabric. It is, me and my friends are thinking about doing Secret Santas, so I need presents I can either make or get cheap. Yeah, for sure. Like, I love a handmade present, me. I do, for my family, I do like little hampers for Christmas. So I'll do like handmade, like sort of food and drink in it. I've kind of done that for years because I did it one year when I was like really skint. And then ever since then I've had to do it every year now because everyone really enjoyed it. I think my sister wants a little bag from this lion fabric for my nephew for him to take to nursery. So I will make her a little bag for him. Yeah, keep an eye out because we should be opening a little store soon. So depending on how close you are to, or if you're at RaiCon, come visit us because we will have a stall at RaiCon. This is what all this has been made for. Well, those 4 are definitely all done. Yay! I want to do my purple boy as well, but I might actually use purple thread for him. I have so many different things with friends going on, not really enough money to do it with. Yeah, for sure, like Secret Santa and stuff is good as well for that kind of thing. Because it just means you're buying from one person and not from multiple people. Have I got some purple thread somewhere? Probably. Let's have a look. use that terrible needle. No. Keep an eye out for you guys at RaiCon. Yeah, do it. Come say hi. I keep saying to folk, like, if you see us at cons, especially like if we've got a stall, because that is where we're literally going to be chatting to people anyway. Please come say hi. We're not that scary, I promise, even if there's a big group of us. Come say hi to me. I'll always say hi back. And especially if you know us from streams, or if you know us from like different cons or whatever, because we love meeting you guys. Like, we always end up meeting AC at all the Glasgow cons. We've seen Lee at Manchester. We've seen like Alicia Southern at Newcastle at SunnyCon. We've seen Lucy at SunnyCon. Like, we've seen loads of folk, and it's lovely to see people. So please come say hi. We will appreciate it, because we enjoy it. I think it's really cool to be able to like chat to folk and then be able to meet them in person as well. Like, that's super cool for us. Ow, my fingers. I will when you guys come to Newcastle. I mean, we will be there next time. Like I said, we definitely will have a table, even if we're not necessarily doing a panel. But because like that's the only thing with RaiCon, is we can't really do the table and a panel at RaiCon because it's just a one-day one. So we kind of need to be doing the table. Unfortunately, because obviously the guys in Bristol can't come up to Glasgow because it's a very long way for them. So unfortunately, it's just the local guys and me, which kind of means that we can't really do both the panel and the table, sadly. But hopefully next time, because we really enjoy RaiCon. But we were like, we really want to bring a table to RaiCon because like we've always, the many years that we've been going to RaiCon, we've always enjoyed like going around the artists and going around the dealers and stuff, because it's such a nice venue at the concert hall, that it's so good. But we will have a table. It's called Bardic Inspiration. We are doing, so it's Luke and I that are doing it. We are doing scrunchies, hair wraps, dice bags, tote bags, candles, resin, so like gems and like dice and stuff as well. So we're doing all that and hopefully be at some more cons next year. But we've only kind of just started really doing it not too long ago. What are you doing? You being naughty? Cat's being naughty. Never thought of having a table at MCM Glasgow. Funny you should say that. Because we've literally just started, maybe like August was our first con, and that was like a 10-day notice for SunnyCon Liverpool. RaiCon was always planned to be the first one, because, like I said, we really enjoy RaiCon. And it seemed like a good one to start off with, because it's a little bit smaller, but it's got like a good audience. Like, we know who goes to RaiCon, because they tend to be the people who come to our panels and stuff as well. So we know the audience for RaiCon, and we know that like people will probably enjoy what we bring. So RaiCon was always supposed to be the first one. And then next year, fingers crossed, depending on whether we get it or not, because it's quite high competition, we're looking to do, so we're doing SunnyCon Newcastle, hopefully RaiCon again, because RaiCon should hopefully be good. We're doing, hoping to do MCM Manchester and MCM Glasgow, so we will see. However, the competition for tables is really fierce, and it's also a lot pricier than a lot of the other cons. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. But we're starting off with RaiCon. We enjoy RaiCon as a con. There's a lot of good people that go to RaiCon, and like we know quite a lot of the traders that go to RaiCon as well, so it makes it easier for us. But yeah, that is me. That is my pile of scrunchies. And my pile of things that have got pins in. It's a rather large pile. I've got another pile over here of stuff that still hasn't actually been touched yet. But that's okay. That's another day's problem. Oh boy, just chucked it everywhere though. That doesn't help. Put you away. Okay. Trying to put stuff away now. RaiCon is so good even for a shy person like me. RaiCon's a really friendly con. There's a lot of like different age groups that go as well. But it's just a really small friendly con. Everyone's super friendly. Everyone's just dead chill. It's just a nice con. We've enjoyed it for years. Because we've done panels there for years. And we always figure like, hey, if we enjoy the con, then other people will enjoy the con too. Funny that. I need to like tie these together or something. So I lose them all. I might sew these boys after dinner, but we'll see. That ain't gonna work. Maybe a bit of ribbon. I have ribbon from my other nice bag making activities. But yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to recently. So we've been around, we've just been doing other bits and bobs instead of like so much cosplay stuff. But yeah, definitely like, if you're at RaiCon, come say hi. Like, please don't be scared. Tell me who you are from stream and I will definitely recognise you. But yes, it is lovely to be back on stream again, because it's been a little while. I'm still tidying, because I've got stuff everywhere now. And this is the room where the cat lives as well, so I don't like leaving sharp things out where he can get in them. He gets in everything, does Alf. So that's that. Let's tidy that up. These can go downstairs to my little stock box that I've got. Just stay there in a little pile for now. Right, I'm gonna go because I want to go make some dinner and stuff. So I will see you guys soon. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today, and talk to you soon. Bye.